less ambitious means less impact for others. Less impact for others means, for me, less joy. Like, I'm the most joyful when I'm creating for the world, when I'm impacting others in a positive way, not when I'm hitting my own goals, which is kind of silly, right? Like, we feel good about ourselves when we hit those goals. We feel good that our bank account is a little bit bigger when we hit those goals. But unless those goals are specifically hit because we served so many other people, then those revenue goals are not going to lead you to where you think they're going to lead you. When do you know when your ambition is right? When do you know when that ambition is driving you in the right direction? It's healthy. It's helping to move you towards joy, and not just towards kind of like an eternal, challenging feeling of never reaching the goal. When is ambition the right level of ambition, y'all? We're gonna tease that out in this episode of the Trevor Truck Talk, and this can be a short episode. I'm just gonna be planting this seed of thought in your mind, and I want you to think about it. And before I dive in, just as a reminder, y'all, I mentioned one time, I think it was on the last Truck Talk, that we're changing things up this year. I'm very, very excited about what we have in store for you this year. We're launching a brand new podcast. We've got so much great feedback over the years about the Truck Talks that we're actually making it its own complete separate podcast. So we're going to be revamping the Carrot Cast. No longer, as of probably about 4 to 5 episodes from now. After that, we'll launch the brand new Entrepreneur Freedom Formula podcast, where I'm going to be diving deep in these topics on really high quality video, amazing guest interviews on these topics, but bringing more of these Truck Talk style episodes where we just dive into kind of what my thoughts are from behind the scenes. So ambition, something that over the years I've thought a lot about, because ambition can be a driving force. It's a healthy thing, for parts of your growth path, and it's a healthy thing just in general if you use it the right way. But ambition can also lead us to flaming out. It can lead us to burning that candle at both ends and not having joy from it, and really flaming out and getting kind of tired of this journey of this continual striving for more, for a bigger goal. So where do we find the right level of ambition? Where do you hit the brakes? Well, I'm going to argue that if we're doing ambition correctly, we should never hit the brakes. And so for those of you that are looking at this going, oh my gosh, when is it going to end? Like I say this all the time, the clouds are going to, we think the clouds are going to part, the angels are going to sing when we hit this next level of a goal, this next revenue goal. And if that's the ambition you're thinking of man, so I'm going to have to be on this ladder of trying to climb and hit the next goal, the next goal, the next goal forever. It's like, no, if that's what your ambition is driving you towards, then yes, you will flame out and you'll get burnout and you'll get tired of the business, get distracted, you'll hit the pain lines, and then you'll find something new. You'll find a new business to start that gives you that energy, that gives you the kind of the little dopamine hit of starting something new. Then you're going to be right back on that exact same treadmill. You're going to be having a hard time finding lasting joy in your work. And you're just going to be chasing the next fix, the next fix, the next fix. So the type of ambition that I'm going to be arguing that is healthy for the long term is when we start to shift the ambition from us hitting a new goal, from us hitting a financial goal, from us hitting a goal of buying something that we wanted to buy. That can give us fleeting moments of happiness, but not lasting joy. The real ambition that's healthy is when the ambition is centered on others, when it's centered on service of others rather than service of ourselves, our own goals. And I'd like to argue, like I said, that our ambition should never end. I don't want any of us to ever be less ambitious, because being less ambitious means less impact for others. Less impact for others means, for me, less joy. Like, I'm the most joyful when I'm creating for the world, when I'm impacting others in a positive way, not when I'm hitting my own goals, which is kind of silly, right? Like, we feel good about ourselves when we hit those goals, We feel good that our bank account is a little bit bigger when we hit those goals. But unless those goals are specifically hit because we served so many other people, unless those goals are being hit as a byproduct of service of others, unless those goals and having the extra income or hitting that next revenue milestone actually matters so you can serve others better, then those revenue goals are not going to lead you to where you think they're going to lead you. Okay, I know people who are doing $1 million a month who are absolutely miserable because their ambition leads them to trying to unlock the next level for themselves. And every single time they unlock that next level, they realize it doesn't unlock what they hoped. It unlocks more spending ability. It unlocks more resources maybe. But if your resources aren't guided towards truly serving others in a way that you're passionate about, that you wake up every day thinking about, then it doesn't matter. You're not going to have lasting joy from that. You're going to have fleeting happiness. You're going to be going and buying things, hoping that buying that car or buying that house or buying that thing or going on that big trip is going to fill that void, and it may for a moment. But unless you truly are serving others, chasing the right things and harnessing that ambition the right way, it's not going to fill that void eternally. It's not going to fill that void for you. Okay, so here's a few practical things that you can do to really have ambition, like drive the right things and drive for lasting joy, where you're never going to want to be less ambitious, where you're always going to have, repeated energy. Now, not every moment. Okay, we're always in spots where we're oftentimes in spots where we have to kind of reach in to find that motivation when we get lost a little bit, right? But when we have this type of ambition I'm going to be talking about and laying out some steps for, we really don't want to stop, right? The motivation is inherent. The motivation is there. We don't have to find it. And so here's a few things. Number one, think back to the time when you can remember where you felt you were serving others at your greatest level, where you're like, man, I feel like what I'm doing matters. I feel like I clearly know who I'm serving, and I can see that I'm serving them well. And it doesn't have to be in business, right? It could be something else. Maybe you haven't found that yet in business. When I'm talking with a lot of real estate investors and agents, oftentimes they get in business for the money, right? Almost every time it's for the money. It's the income opportunity. It's the flexibility. And one thing that I see that's a challenge for a lot of people in real estate is they don't make a shift to really find the part of the business or the customer they're working with that they're truly passionate about serving, right? They're going out there for the next deal, the next fix. And when our ambition's driven based on the next deal, the next fix, then yeah, that's gonna get really tiring. That ambition could lead you to flame out. But when I talk with investors or agents who have harnessed ambition the right way, and they've truly built a business that puts them in joy more often than not, and where they're truly excited about serving others, is where they got to understand really, really clearly who it is that they're serving. They got to love that person. They got to enjoy spending time with that person. They got to the point to where they saw that when they can make life better for that person, their primary avatar, that it really matters to their world. And when it matters to their world, it matters to the world, right? They started to fall in love with the client, the problems they're going through, and really get excited about and have ambition for creating solutions that are different than other solutions in the market, that are solutions that stand out, that are solutions that deliver a better experience for that group of people, that are solutions that truly put that person in a better situation. And the ones who are doing it the best, they do it with core values that really lead that person with a smile, that leave that person having that experience going, man, that was really cool. I have hope in humanity again. Man, that was really cool. I've never experienced anything like that. I'm going to take that as inspiration for how I can live and be better. The people that have done it really well are using their businesses as ways to be a beacon of whatever they want to be a beacon of in this world. For me, it's a beacon of positivity and possibility. That's what I hope I am for you. And I love you guys and gals listening to this. I may not know you personally, but I love you because I am you, right? I have gone through many of the things you've gone through, starting a business, having struggles, having challenges, failing businesses, building businesses that are successful, but you despise, building businesses that are successful that are really driving amazing things and things you're passionate about. I've had a chance to go through and transform through those times as an entrepreneur. And I love you because I want to help you through that even simpler. I realize and recognize that entrepreneurs are the ones who change the world, right? It's you guys that change your communities, not the government. It's you guys that change your families. It's not the government. It's you guys that make the decision to step out there and do something bigger, something greater, something, bigger than what you thought was possible or that what people around you think was possible. And you serve more people. And by doing that, you create more opportunity. By doing that, you actually solve problems in your community, in the world that no one else is willing to solve. And when we do that, we end up actually making much better places to live for ourselves and for others. We create joy for ourselves and for others. So that's the first thing, is when we're harnessing ambition the right way, we're doing it because we love the people we're serving. And we understand ways that those people can be served better. And we get excited and ambitious about serving those people in better ways. So we wake up every day going, man, I wonder what my primary client's experiencing today that I can help and that I can serve in a better way. So that's servant-focused ambition. The next thing that I like to look at that really helps us harness ambition the right way, as I'm pulling into the next thing, and there's three things here. The next thing that helps me harness ambition the right way, okay, is after I really fall in love with the client, the person that I'm going after, and I distill down into a crystal clear vision of how I want to serve them and how it's exciting. Then, guys, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have a bigger vision, bigger than just the service, bigger than just the product or the service I'm providing, bigger than just solving that one thing with that transaction, that deal. But I want to have a vision to say, when I help a lot of these people achieve whatever outcome X, how is that going to change the world? And how can I now put that out into the world in even greater ways? Is it through a book? Is it through a podcast? Is it through doing workshops? Is it through, a coaching program? Is it through a book? Whatever it is. Like, how can I now expand that impact? If I'm really, really clear on who I'm serving and I'm really, really clear on how I can serve that person, I'm going to go for a little walk outside before I head in. And then the next thing is, well, I want to be clear how I can expand it. Like, get really excited. What are some ways that I can make that impact even greater? Because oftentimes as real estate investors or agents, we're talking to people who are in our local market that are experiencing, probably this similar situations over and over again, right? You're experiencing people that are going through probate or foreclosure or you name it. There's probably a very, very similar set of circumstances, and it might get monotonous at sometimes. It might get challenging to stay motivated because you're like, man, I love the starting of the business. I love the energy that starting something gives me. But what I don't love is the running and the maintaining and the same old every time. So the next way that I keep and harness ambition is, once again, I say, what's the bigger vision here? What's the bigger vision? Is there a way I can take this outside of my community? Is there a way that I can make this impact people in even greater ways? Are there different ways to impact those people, right, that I'm serving today? Or are there different people that I can impact in similar ways with my business that I already have? All right, that's one of the things that has me really excited about the next phase of Carrot. Is there have been periods of time in the past 2 to 3 years when things got hard, when they got hard as an entrepreneur, and sometimes you kind of lose that ambition. But the things that help you get it back is, once again, really looking at your customer and saying, man, I love this person. I want to be able to help this person. I want to be able to help them get where they want to go because I want them to have a better life. I want them to be able to impact their community. I want them to be able to impact their family. I want them to start to create that ripple effect so they can impact more people. If I can just be the lightning rod, the person who can start that for them, amazing. Let's do it, right? Amazing. And so the things I start to look at that point then, when we're thinking bigger, is, once again, I go, well, who else can I serve, or how can I serve these people more deeply? And so we're going to be serving a different market also. We're going to be going into serving so many people in some other markets that we are identifying right now. But many of you listening to this podcast are probably in those markets, because a lot of our real estate investor clients and agent clients are also doing some of these other industries, whether it's construction or home services or other things like that. Okay, so we're going, how do we expand it? That reignites that ambition when you can take something that's already working and expand it into other people. Okay, so that's step two. Step one, let me just recite once again, is number one, you got to fall in love with the person, because when you have joy, when you have lasting joy, and just you're waking up ambitious to tackle things, it's because you love the person you're serving. You understand them. You want to help them more deeply. Number two, is oftentimes we run into a wall where it might get a little bit monotonous, serving that same type of a person with the same situation over and over. So the next thing for me to increase that ambition and keep it flowing is we want to expand the service. How can I serve more people in a greater way? You expand it by writing the book, or you expand it by creating a new service, or you serve other people in a similar way, things like that. Okay, number three then, how can we harness ambition in a healthy way instead of having ambition really run away with us? That with this one here, ambition, like, I don't want to make it fully where you have to be a person who is sacrificing everything for other people, right? Now, if God calls you to that, then that is what you should do. If you're called to that, that's what you should do. But for me, one of the things that you have to do is you have to also feel that you are growing in the process. And so I feel that when I'm ambitious for the sake of, I want something, or I want to get better at something, or I want to grow in this area, and that's why I'm doing this, then yeah, I'm going to lose that ambition eventually, because it's all about me. But what I do in the third part to harness ambition effectively is I then say, when I'm doing these things, okay, and I'm serving other people and I'm expanding that service, I say, who do I have to become in order to serve them at the next highest level? Okay, because everywhere along the way, when we're serving people at the micro level, or when we expand that service, you're going to get pushed, you're going to get pulled, you're going to get challenged to grow. You're going to hit these pain lines, where those pain lines are making it where you don't want to step forward into new things, where you don't want to step forward and into these new challenges. And so then sometimes you start to lose that ambition because it's hard on you. And so that third part for me is really always having the mindset of, who do I need to become and who do I need to show up for today? Okay, writing that down in the morning and thinking that thought. When I'm running low on ambition and heading into the office, I think about my customer. I think about the problems they're going through. I think about the conversations I've had with those clients recently, and I just go, man, I still want to serve them so well. I think about ways that I can serve them at a greater level, and then I say, who do I need to show up for? Bam, I just answered that in the number two. Who do I need to become today, this week, next month, next year? Who do I need to become in order to serve them insanely well? Because you deserve to be served by other people, and other people deserve to be served by you. But you can't serve them at the highest level unless you're insanely clear who you need to become in order to do so. And then really stepping into becoming that person for them every single day. So I'm going to wrap it with this. Going to head inside, get a little bit of work done, and then I'm going on a trip actually to Temecula, California. Never been there before, but my younger brother Kyle's getting married down there, and we're all really, really excited about the wedding. It's going to be a blast. He's in a pretty darn interesting world. He always puts himself in interesting situations, meeting amazing people, sometimes celebrities, and there will be a few here at the wedding, which would be pretty darn fun and neat to share that moment with them. So if you're in the Temecula area, I'll be passing by you sometime soon. But let me recap those guys. If you're having troubles with ambition, and you're ambitious, but you keep on running into these walls where you're like, man, I thought that next level was going to unlock joy for me. I thought it was going to unlock these things that were going to make me happier for the sustained period of time, but you realize they don't. And you're wondering whether you should still be ambitious. You're wondering if there's ever an end to that ambition. And I want to challenge you that I don't want you to stop that ambition. I don't want you to ever tampen down your ambition. When you're not feeling ambitious, when you're not feeling motivated, when you feel like you want to pull back, it's probably because you're hitting those pain lines. And I want to challenge you to those three things. Number one, fall in love with the person you're serving, guys. It's all about serving other people, not about yourself. When it's about yourself and hitting that next goal, hitting that next level, then yes, you will flame out eventually, and you will lose that ambition because you'll go, man, Is there anything else? Is there anything more? I thought it was going to be way different when I hit these goals. Number 2, after you fall in love with that person, you're very, very clear who you're serving, then you expand that service in new ways. Okay. In new ways, you write the book, you do the podcast, you do talks, you create community groups, you do whatever it is that you're looking to do to now expand that service to even more people. Okay. Then number 3, as you hit that next level of challenge and ambition, and you're getting stretched because you're serving people so well, then you're going to have to ask that question when you're running low on ambition that day. Who do I need to show up for today? Who do I need to show up for today? And then number 2, who do I need to become to show up for that person? All right, guys, keep an eye out for those massive changes I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. So just keep on listening over here. I encourage you to show up next week, show up the week after, show up the week after. We have some big announcements. We're going to give you the link. We're going to tell you where to go subscribe to the brand new Entrepreneur Freedom Formula podcast when it comes out. It's not out as of the time that I'm recording this. So if you're getting this the second this comes out, it won't be out yet. So wait a few weeks and then the new one will be out. We're making changes to the Carrot Cast as well. It's going to be hyper focused on marketing. Okay. We're going to be bringing tactical marketing. I'm going to be leading one of the shows. It's going to be a brand new show called the Evergreen Marketing Show, where we're going to be digging in under 15 minutes per week on a hyper tactical topic to help you become a better marketer, grow your business, and really be that marketing MBA for you every single week. So check out, keep an eye out for those changes, y'all. Okay. Now, if you guys want any more guidance on the business side or the mindset side, from time to time, I have a spot opening up on my Epic program. The Epic program is my highest level program. It's pretty much, mid to high 6-figure into 7-figure. There's 2 8-figure people in the program. I usually keep it capped around several dozen people in the program. And when we hit our number, then we cap it. Okay. And then every now and then there's someone who graduates from that program and we open up the spot. So guys, go to carrot.com/epic. That's carrot.com/epic. If you want to join the program, you got to be doing at least $300,000 a year in revenue to be a fit in the program. We're going to help you get from 300,000 to $1 million, $1 million to 3, 3 to 10, and do it in a way that you have a business that gives you joy, that impacts other people, that helps you grow as a person. And you're going to have an amazing community of other people going on that journey with you. So check it out, guys. Apply. And if we have a spot open, that page will allow you to apply. If there's not a spot open, it'll be a waiting list. Okay. And then you'll just hop on a phone call with one of my team members. They'll see if it's a fit for you in that program. And not everyone's going to be a fit, y'all. Okay. You've got to be able to want to do the work. You've got to be able to be ready to engage in the program. We're going to be hopping on some one-on-one calls. It's the only place you can get one-on-one help from me. And I'm pumped to serve you all in that program, guys. Carrot.com/epic. One last kind of sales pitch is depending on when you're listening to this, but the time I'm recording this right now, we have a Carrot Camp coming up. So if you're not ready to join Epic, but you're wanting to kind of dip your toes into the impact that we can have here at Carrot outside of just helping you get leads, go to carrotcamp.com. We lock up our Carrot Camps in May and September, 15 spots. They sell out insanely fast. Go to carrotcamp.com. And if the page shows that you can apply for that next Carrot Camp, put your application in. The team will give people a call after we collect some applications. We'll lock down those 15 campers. And guys, it's the spot where I feel I've probably changed the most lives. It's probably here on this podcast at Carrot Camp in a deep way. We're going to help you grow your business. We're going to connect you with people who can help you get more leads, close more deals. But also, we're going to really dive into mindset. I'm going to tear down the limiting beliefs in your mind. I'm going to build them back up in ways that really, really serve you in massive ways so you can serve others. And I'm going to send you off with a better network, better mindset, better resources, better tools, inspiration, motivation to change your life and change your business. Go to carrotscamp.com. There's a guy that has been to 2 Carrot Camps now. His name is Michael. And Michael, after coming to their second Carrot Camp, he's like, dude, I've spent over $100,000 on events this year. He's been to masterminds that year. He went to 4 or 5 in-person events, $10,000 events. He said, by far, Carrot Camp made the greatest impact on me out of any of the events I went to this year. And I invested $100K in events this year. So guys, Carrot Camp is only $3,000. Go check it out. It could change your life. carrotcamp.com.